I think that's going to be easy enough. Our center is right there. Okay, so our center is at -15, so we'd put x plus 15. And our center is at y positive, so we'll put -3 times the square root of 7 squared. And we already know our radius squared is 2, so we're done. Ta-da! You might not like the way it looks, but that's definitely the answer there. Okay, let's do another RDCA. So RDCA, here they gave us the circumference is 8 pi. So working backwards, we said if the circumference is 8 pi, we know the diameter is 8, which means the radius is 4. Because 4 plus 4 is 8. Pretty cool. So we didn't need the area this time. We just now have our radius, and that's all we need for our formula, our center point, and then our radius squared. Okay, so let's do it. Our center is at -5, 12. So x plus 5, y minus 12, and our radius squared. Okay, so our radius is 4. So 4 squared, and this could be your final answer, or if you want to write 16, that's fine too. Okay. So we got a few more problems here. Let's keep going. The end of the diameters are here and here. That sounds a little weird. I'm going to have to graph this. So I'm going to go back 17, down 9. Okay. So I'm going to go back 17, down 9. Right? Back 17, down 9, make a dot. Back 19, down 9, make a dot. That's our diameter. So just from kind of making a sketch, I'm noticing that if that's the diameter, that the diameter of our circle is 2, because these are on the same line. My diameter is actually parallel to this x-axis. So I can actually see just from my picture that I've drawn the picture of a circle with a diameter of 2, or that's also a radius of 1. So this is 1 and that's 1. So it's 1 high, 1 deep, 2 wide if we think about the whole circle. So that's really all I need to find this right side of the equation is the radius. But now I need to know my center. Well, just using logic, I think the number that goes halfway between these numbers has to be -18. So I'm pretty sure the center here would be -18, -9. -18, -9 would have to be the middle. And the reason why this one's easier than the others is because it's on the same exact y value. So if the center of my circle is this, x plus 18 squared, y plus 9 squared, and my radius is 1, so my radius squared would be 1 squared. Or it'd be totally okay to just write 1. Okay? So, let's take a look at another one. My center is at 2, -5. My point on the circle is -7, -1. So let's make a quick sketch. 2, 5, or excuse me, 2, -5, -7, -1. Okay, so this is my center. This is my point on the circle. So you should be thinking to yourself, oh wait, when they give you the center and a point on the circle, they're giving you the radius from the center to the edge of the circle. So I have my center. Most of you probably have already filled this part out. And I just need my radius squared. And my radius is the distance between these 2 points. So I think about that poster over there, right? That's the distance formula. If I knew the distance between those 2 points, then I would have my radius squared. So let's do it. The distance between these 2 points is you subtract the the two x values in any order, it doesn't really matter, and subtract the two y values in any order, and then add them, square them, add them to each other, and take the square root of the whole thing. And that's not my diameter. The distance between those is my radius. So the distance between -7 and 2 on a number line is definitely 9, and I'll square it and get 81. The distance between -5 and -1 on a number line is 4. So I get -1 plus 5, which is +4, and that'd be 16. Okay, so that's my radius. And I technically want my radius squared. So when you could type this in, and technically it would be correct that my radius squared is this. But if you notice in your calculator, if you take the square root of 97, so that's what our radius is, and then we square it, we get 97. So this is probably a cleaner way of writing the problem, which is pretty nice. I like the looks of this. Okay? So we got 3 left. Let's make a quick sketch. We have centered -15, 9, tangent to -17. So here's my coordinate plane. -15, +9, and that's my center. And then tangent to -17 in the x. All the values where x are -17. So that's my tangent line. So I think it's pretty clear from my sketch that the distance between those two numbers is 2. So that must mean my radius is 2, because the distance between these two numbers is 2. So the tangent line would be the distance between -15 and -17. So I'm ready. X plus 15, because my center coordinate. Y minus 9, because my center coordinate. And I need my radius, which is 2, squared. That's my final answer. Feel free to write 4 there as well. Also a possible answer. Fun. Let's do another one. Making a quick sketch. The center lies on the x-axis. Ooh, that's pretty cool. And I have a tangent line at x7 and x13. So I have a tangent line at -13 over here and +7 over here. Okay, so +7, -13, they're double tangents. And the center lies on the x-axis. So here's my center somewhere in the middle. So we need to figure out what number is in between those two numbers. We know how to do that just by averaging. We can add those two numbers and divide by 2. So that would be -6 divided by 2. So that'd be the number -3. And it kind of looks like -3 on my sketch. It's kind of hard to tell because it's just kind of a rough sketch. But the line x plus x equals 7 and the line x minus 3, if they were tangent lines, then the whole circle would be trapped between those two lines. And so my center would be at -3, 0. And my radius would be, that's interesting, right? What's the full distance between those two? So you can think about this point is at 7, 0, right? And that point is at negative 13, 0. So if you think about what the distance between these are, you could use the distance formula, be totally okay, and that distance is our radius. Subtract the x values. So the square root of 20 squared is the square root of 400, which is just 20. So you didn't really need the distance formula though, right? The distance between these 2 points, if you counted it on a number line, is 20, which means the radius would have to be, that wouldn't be my radius, that'd be my diameter. The radius would have to be 10. So now we can write our point equation. We have our center, and our radius is 10, so we're going to put y plus 3 squared, y squared, is 100 because that would be the radius squared. Last one. 3 points on the circle. So if you have room here, great. I actually have room left on the front of my sheet, so I'm going to go over here. So it's negative 18, negative 5. Negative 7, negative 16, positive 4, negative 5. So 3 points on my circle I think you stumped me. If you can figure this one out, you'll get bonus. Thanks for joining us.